All right, we ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
Fitz, what do we got?
We got a question today from @Ben_M35. What is the importance of implementing a plyo routine in my warm-ups?
Good question. Yeah, well, I guess we won't go into the science of like contrast training, but that's like probably something to note. Like what plyos really are is like when we move from overload to underload, there's a methodology there that comes from strength conditioning that's been implemented into throwing for a long time. So when we use plyos, like oftentimes right now it's like really popular to have a plyo routine. Like so, there's this idea that if I do this drill, if I do this drill, and I do this drill, like I'm gonna get better. And it's a couple things. There's a whole lot to unpack here, but a couple things that are really important to remember with plyo throws. One is that your routine should be specific to your needs. So what, like for example, a pivot pick. The reason why we do a pivot pick is it's one of the most constrained drills that we can focus on. So it allows us to isolate the upper body and movement and really focus on basically lower intensity throws with more isolated or constrained movement patterns. So if I'm trying to work on arm action, for example, I'm trying to work on the glove side or the relation of glove, trunk, and arm when we throw, I'm going to use the pivot pick and I'm going to use a heavier implement because it's a shorter path, it's a lighter throw. And that heavier implement, that plyo ball, is going to give me a lot of feedback on that more constrained drill. So that's kind of the importance of it, is to kind of, number one, allow guys to feel that. That heavier implement is going to pull you back into MER, maximum external rotation. So it's more mimicking with a heavier implement at a lower intensity, or mimicking what we're actually going to experience on the mound. And in theory, going to strengthen us more at a deeper range, which is also kind of not necessarily 100% proven, but one of those things that we can look at. We have some good indications that might be the case. So, we do plyo care throws here. I like plyo care throws. Long story short, to the answer of the question, contrast training is great for a vast number of reasons. But specifically, I really like it because it allows me to kind of take guys, put them into positions, give them more immediate feedback with the overload and underload implements as we go through it. And I also like the idea of a wall. Last piece of this is having a much larger wall. We're not constrained to, for example, if you're playing catch with a partner, you're trying to work on something and you blow him up in the shins, he's going to be a little mad about the fact that you spiked one into his shins, throwing it through a pivot pick. But if I'm with the wall, there's no need for me focusing on a specific spot. I'm just throwing the ball into the wall and focusing more on my actual movement quality at that time. So that's kind of the, I guess, a couple main points to why plyo care throws. So.
Sounds like you talk about a lot about mechanics.
Yep.
Something that I found on Connect was the mechanics module that is a similar topic that can provide me more information about plyos.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're not talking directly about necessarily plyo care drills. We're going to give or about plyo care balls specifically, that are like the why we should use 2 pound, 1 pound, 8 ounce ball. We do talk about the different drill sets and why we might want to use a roll in or a rocker throw, or one of these different variations of throws. We have modified versions of those as well. We kind of go into some depth and some detail behind some of the reasoning behind those throws. And then understanding kind of how they connect back to the biomechanical side of things. So good lead for ProPlay AI. We use ProPlay AI in the mechanics module, and that gives us a lot of feedback to being able to kind of turn it back to the plyo care stuff. So a great spot for that.
Okay. Sounds good. If you have any questions for the KP staff, please leave a comment down below. Smash like on this post, and keep an eye out for our stories. We're going to be posting a question box up there for the KP shorts as well.
Cool, man. That's it.